Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. Yes, it is Saturday. Okay, let me say hi to a few people. Oh, I'm over here. Yes. Okay. Hi, Elaine Parker, Naomi, Maria, Angela Bauman, Compton Caligal, uh, Deborah Hyatt. Elaine. Oh, yeah, I said Elaine. Hi, Mary H. Hi, Mary H. And okay, Nelly Maya Vanga and Fabi Barron. I should know that name, right? Barron. And Phil Benjoy. Is that right? And Connie Bomber. Fancy. Hoodoo Daughter. Bonnie Mighty, Legs, hi, Dorothy Ross. Um, hello to Miss D. Bernard, hi. Iris Demonia, Puzzle Dot. Oh, I'm puzzled by that. Okay, Iris Wood, Elizabeth Daniels, Lydia Washington, B. Thomas, hi. Okay, Brenda Gray, hi. Anastasia Isabella. Oh, and let's see. Diane Hawkins wants to say hi to a few people there. Hi, Susie Q, Iris Woods, Shirley. Who else do we have here? Fancy, Rosa Roberts, Tawana Jackson, Betty. Okay, a lot of people. Wow, so 444 people already. Oh, I better bring it. I better bring it. Okay, hi, Legs. Um, well, I'm gonna do my best. It was raining this morning. Oh my goodness. Mm. You know that rain just saps my energy away. But the good thing is, I think the sun is out now, so I'm gonna try to go out in a little while and get some of that vitamin D. well, Veronica Quick, I'm conflicted because everybody seems to be talking about that other book, and I don't really want to talk about that other book, so I'm a bit conflicted. However, that seems to be driving the conversation on Twitter, where everybody feels like they have to prove that there's lies in the book, which is pretty much implied by the fact that, considering the source. Also, um, I hate this campaign of trying to prove things about the Duchess of Sussex. As I've said so many times, just like someone running for president, I could probably comfortably say, yeah, I will comfortably say that if I had to guess who's been the most vetted women in the history of the United States, well, living women in the history of the United States, I would say Hillary Clinton first. She's been vetted more than anybody I could imagine, a woman that is. And then it's got to be the Duchess of Sussex. In this hate campaign from the British media and from the various men in gray suits in the houses of Windsor, and maybe even a few family members, this campaign of hate has been going on for so long. It really is a vetting process where they have been trying to dig up the most negative possible things that they can, and they have tried to disparage and outright disrespect her in every way possible. That no matter how you slice it, it has been a um, a vetting process that goes right along with this hate campaign. So vetting, of course, in case you don't know, which I'm pretty sure you do, that means that well, for a formal vetting is when, let's say, the FBI looks into, no, not an FBI. I would say like a presidential campaign. You're looking for a vice president, right? So you vet that person. You thoroughly investigate them and their past and everything. The opposition campaign may do that, and of course, there's a vetting process that goes with the Supreme Court. That anything that the president would nominate a person to or hire, whatever. They bring in a cabinet member, they go through a vetting process. So that's what the Duchess of Sussex has been going through for years. And still there's nothing there. And I'm so tired of it. I'm like, can't you just let her be? We already know Harry. Okay, he's made some mistakes and everything, trying to find his voice, trying to navigate himself in a world where, his mother was probably done away with. Um, and of course, that was the only world that he knew. So he's away from there, and he's got work, he's got a home, he has a family. He's living as normal life that you could possibly live, considering where he comes from, and still that's not enough. And so he's constantly scrutinized, and I mean, while we are glad to defend them, I'm just like, another book? But you know what? This is all in anticipation of Harry's book. And then even after that, anytime there's another big moment in the lives of the Sussexes, then they'll roll out the campaign of hate again. So, um, what could I say? I'm um, drinking energy drinks or whatever I need, drinking my coffee. We'll deal with it. Hello, V. Thomas. Okay, V. Thomas wants to say hi to a few people, as does Rosa Roberts. Okay, hello. All right, let me grab my slides so we can. And I don't think I have a whole lot today. Let me see, not as much as. Oh, how did he get up there? That's not the slide I'm looking for. That was so yesterday or day before yesterday. Yeah, we don't need him. Let me get him out of there. Wrong slide. That is the wrong slide. That is the Earl Spencer. That is the one who refused to give aid or shelter to his sister when the tabloid media was after her. Okay, let's see. Okay. Well, anyway, I don't think that that dreaded book is hitting the target that they're hoping. Um, okay. I mean, I will say this, he doesn't seem to be getting the same kind of traction that the book before that um received. Okay, he doesn't seem to be getting that same traction, so that's a good thing. If there's anything positive that I can say from that, it's the fact that he doesn't seem to get the same traction. Okay, so anyway, thank you, Mod Squad, for helping to keep this a safe space. I'm going to look at a couple of your comments before I get started here with my slides. Carol Lund says all of this hate campaign at Harry and Meghan is getting really old, isn't it? Though, and Carol, what really frustrates me is that the American media, in order to have access to the Windsors, the American media is so complicit because they treat this as though it's just a typical soap opera situation. But I I don't see it that way. I don't you know, and I okay, let me say this. When they were talking about Britney Spears and her conservatorship, I was just like, why is this news? Why is this news? And I asked a friend of mine, I said, what is this about the conservatorship? Why do they keep bringing it up? And she said, well, it's because, it has to do with. I said, a conservatorship. I'm an African American man. I'm not likely to ever be in a situation, nor was I ever likely to have been in one, even in my youth, where that would be a thing. How many people out of 330 million Americans, how many people will ever go through the issue of a conservatorship compared to the amount of people in this country that will face racism, sexism, or anti-LGBT people, or you're gonna a lot of things are going to affect you in life. But the idea that your father is a conservator of your vast wealth, that's just not a thing for me right now, and I'm not interested in it, and I couldn't understand why it was. But the media treated it like a soap opera. And every time I turn around, even on the ABC World News Tonight, they're talking about effing Britney Spears. I'm like, I don't want to hear that. I don't care. But you could take the situation with the Sussexes and put them in that same little pigeonhole on the evening news where it has become this big soap opera, and I don't like it. I don't like it. They don't ever really I guess give up any territory to the Sussexes. They always, I mean, it's kind of like football. I mean, but the ball never seems to move in favor of the Sussexes. There's like a little leeway here and there, but otherwise it's always got to go back to the bullying claims, and didn't they leave to have privacy, and I'm so tired of that nonsense. I mean, it's exhausting. It really is. Hello, Marjorie. They can't find anything, and so they decide that's too good to be true because their closets are filled with skeletons. So they have to manufacture lies against Meghan, hoping something will stick. That sounds about right. Thank you for your comment. Cookies and Cream says the Unroyal family and their racist goons want Meghan permanently gone. That's the end result they're hoping for. Harry said they won't stop until she's dead. That is what he said. Absolutely. Hello, Joan Garcia. Baron, the hate continues with Trump publicly calling our New York Attorney General. Oh, did he really? Did he really? Anything so that nobody pays attention to the fact that um I mean, they're not likely ever to put him in jail, but that that at some point he he may be called to testify in front of Congress. Anything to look past that, of course. Joyce, well, she was all over the morning shows here in the U.S. Um, I would say she's doing a lot better than the other guy. She's doing better than Robert Lacey. Yeah, well, you know what? Robert Lacey, he was kind of all over the place too. And these books are not designed to sell. You guys know that. These books are not big sellers. Um, the whole point of it is to perpetuate the campaign. The media interest is not actually going to make money from the books. The media interest will make money from the extra added press, the more that they can keep it on the legacy television, if you will. They make the money in the long run. They'll make money on the back end, but the actual book, that is not the point of it. And it also perpetuates the hate. So they're not they don't expect that these books are going to sell a lot of copies. When I was in Costco last time, they had a big pile of books for sale, and one of them was Tina Brown's book. Okay. There was a pile of books. I almost took a picture of it and I said, no, I'm not going to bother. But Tina Brown's book was there. And the next stop is probably the Dollar Tree. So they don't expect they're going to make a lot of money for these books. I mean, they were asking next to nothing for a hardcover book because nobody's really buying them. It's not as because it's really just a bunch of hearsay, a bunch of and like the one guy on Good Morning Britain said, he asked that monster, ugh, I don't even want to say his name, but he asked that monster, he said, if you go to people who don't like Megan, or who for whatever reason, sees her as the enemy, then how do you know that what they say is true? Well, because I have a way of, I can tell right away. So, in other words, we have to take your opinion to decide whether or not you can discern if these people are lying. And indeed, since you have threatened to ruin her life, then why should we believe you when you say, and then the idea that, um, uh, I guess he's operating on the guise of she needs to be exposed. For what? Number one, what is there to expose? And number two, with all the vast resources of the royal family, why is that your duty? Why, why do you take it upon yourself to make it your charge in life to expose nothing? Yeah, I tell you, it's a vicious cycle, or vicious circle, if you will, and it just goes around and around, and it just seems to be no end to it. And when I look at some of the hate comments in Royal Sussex, and I look at I find that person, if they're using their real name. I find that person on the social media, and sometimes even if they're not using their real name, I can follow them on social media. There are ways to do that, and almost always these people, um, they watch Sean Neal. They watch. Oh, anyway, I'm not even going to name all the, but it's the usual suspects, right? Um, and also they are MAGA people. They are all MAGA people. They all subscribe to um, any of those um, any of those people that are on Fox News, and they also have their social media platforms. They follow all those people. It's a whole list of people. I would say there's a hard list of 10 people that they all follow, and then they branch off into a few other people from there. And it's just like, I'm not surprised. I look for the individuals that they follow based on their contempt for the Sussexes. It's just a given. It's just a given. Let's see. Baron, so true, wasn't really newsworthy. Yeah, if you're talking about the thing with Britney Spears, I just didn't get it. I did not understand the whole point of it. How many people have a conservator? How many people have a conservator? As though that's such a newsworthy item that it deserves to be discussed right along with the war in Ukraine. You have the war in Ukraine and Britney Spears' conservatorship. No, I'm sorry. The mic is still on. I didn't mute myself right. I'm just thinking about it. I heard that come out of my mouth, and I'm just like, the war in Ukraine and Britney Spears' conservatorship? Do they really go hand in hand? Apparently they do. And I guess you really, it's like having a martini without an olive. How can you do that? You better have some Britney Spears conservatorship to go with that martini. Yeah, Connie Bomber. Um, Connie says we need powerful people in the U.S. to say something to their papers. Well, you know what? Let me start my slides because I was going to get to that. Okay, let me see. Is trying to pull the Sussexes out for a fight. Not newsworthy. Only old men mess. Don't fall to that trap. Duchess Meghan or here. Yeah, and that's all it is. Like I said, it's not about a profit. They don't expect to make money from the book, but they are perpetuating the hate campaign because the tabloids inevitably will make money on the other end. Not that they even directly make money from the book sales. I'm not even implying that, although um, the son is owned by Rupert Murdoch, and he does own a publishing company. So yes, he can make money both ways. And I would say anyone who has television, a social media platform, um, or and all the other trappings of it, they're going to make money from these books. But the book sales themselves, not so much. The authors of the book, they may as well be the tabloid reporters, because that's all it is a bunch of fodder. Okay. The funniest thing I've heard all week is that Mumble Middle Bum, sticking her butt out the window. Oh, I read about that. I read about that. That non-existent bum of hers was waved out the window in her college days, and so allegedly people in school referred to her as Kate Middlebum. Oh, Kate Middlebaum. Oh man, yeah, that was rich. I read about that. That was funny. Let me see. Leg said, I didn't like the hounding of Britney Spears back in the day. She was clearly going through some tough times, and the Paps didn't make it easier on her. She needed space and time. Exactly. Yeah. And the hounding continues. Um, and I don't know how much of that she controls or if she controls it at all because I don't know enough about her. But the whole thing with the conservatorship, I thought it was so ridiculous that they made such a point to talk about it every day as though it was interesting. It's just like when people say boycott the Oscars. I'm not going to get into the politics of that, but I've had some jobs where I didn't make a whole lot of money, and whatever it is you do or don't make, please come and do some of the work that I've done over the years. Who does and does not get an Oscar? How much you do and don't get from a movie? Again, there's 330 million Americans, and over the years, let's say 1,000 Oscars have been given away to the top slots of actor, actress, best actress. Let's say 1,000 trophies have been given away. That doesn't affect the majority of the people in the United States. It just doesn't, and I don't care about it that much. I just don't. I don't. You can't make me care about it that much. All I ever see is one millionaire in conflict with another millionaire and jockeying for position. It defies logic to me sometimes, the hangups about those things. Some things affect more people. I would just wish that the media would focus on stuff that really matters rather than going after these little subjects that are just so days of our lives. So all my children, just the ongoing soap opera. Okay, so that being said, let me go to my slides. Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. Now, trigger alert, trigger alert. Let me get this out the way. Trigger alert. There we go. So, on the Twitter, I saw this. She was beautiful, but not like those girls in the magazines. She was beautiful for the way she thought, for her sparkle in her eyes. She wasn't beautiful for something temporary as her looks. No, she was beautiful deep down to her soul. F. Scott Fitzgerald. Now, I covered up the person on Twitter because it's not a squatty. As a matter of fact, it's supposed to be a woman of African descent. Right. That's supposed to be a woman of African descent. But what she failed to mention was the airbrushing that goes into these things. So as you know, Christopher Bowsey has been saying for quite some times, like right here, this person isn't a black woman. She is a middle aged white woman pretending to be black. Eventually, we will release a report on digital blackface, which he did some time ago. It's been kind of ongoing. And right here, you can see that they put in their profile. not a hate account. I am against Marco Fart Sugars and oh, that's weird. And Harry Mountbatten-Windsor Bunker. By the way, I am a proud black woman that is against Marco Fart. Marco Fart. Oh, just childish. Anyway, so this person joined in 2021. Well, there's a flag right there. Um, but again, they totally ignore the invisible contract and the airbrushing. So that okay, let's go back to that's the photo that she put up, right? And not to, make fun of her, but again, that's the invisible contract. Part of the campaign of uplifting and trying to make her relevant is this idea that she's just the lost fashion model. Somehow she stumbled off the runway and ended up in the royal family. Well, the truth is there's a lot of airbrushing that goes on. That's the invisible contract. This is what they do to so many of the photos. It's not journalism. It's as though they are taking their own uh how do I put it? Netflix crew with them? Clearly airbrushed. These photos were taken moments or seconds apart. I've shown these before. Here's a side by side taken moments or seconds apart. Clearly airbrushed. And that is the face on the left that they want people to see. The English rose in all of her splendor and all that kind of stuff, and not the unairbrushed, untouched, usually pretty miserable in her life that you see on the right side. And that was the trip to Denmark. Again, I'm not just trying to be petty, I'm just saying the truth. It is part of the campaign to uplift the Cambridges. And I mean to tell you, I've seen some photos where they kind of play with the lighting and stuff to try to make the Sussexes look as though they're haggard. And I mean, we all saw the photos from the United Nations, even the ones that were on, say, Twitter or Instagram. They looked absolutely fit and amazing in comparison. That's all I'm going to say is in comparison. Legs has a super chat here, Baron. Not that I want to get petty. We should do side by side comparisons of the what is that? The resume. Oh, I got one of those. I got one of those. I do. I have that, and it's not exactly handy, but I'll see if I can find it before I'm done today. But I do have the one with the wedding day photos of both, and it has listed the resume, and I may even have another one that may be even harder to find, but yeah, I do try to hang on to all of my receipts that I've gathered over the years, especially those receipts. And yeah, and thanks to the squad, those things are available to us. But yeah, it really is a hate campaign, and I do wish, I pray that a voice of fairness and relevance, a measured voice, someone who could really investigate these things, whether it's an individual person or whether it's a whole news agency, newspaper, or something. I found it. As a matter of fact, I found it. I found it just that fast. Kind of easy to spot though. I will get that right now if you give me a second here. I will grab that right now. Let me see here. Uh okay. Let me get rid of this guy and then I'll bring it back with that. Okay. Yeah, I can make this work. I can make this work. Uh, mm, mm, mm. Let me think for a second. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I know what I need to do. All right. Oh, this is no problem. I can do this. I can do this. I just had to think for a second how I wanted to do it. It's like so many different ways you can do the same thing, as you probably know. And this is one of those. So I'll bring that over. And yeah, this one is kind of dated, but still relevant. And whilst I'm at that, why don't I get that other one that I have been using? One of the squatties made it the other day when they were saying, well, exactly what have they done all this time? Um, and of course, this is just loaded with so much of their work. So I will grab that one too. Oh, and the relevancy one. Okay, see there, you're giving me some work to do here, Legs. You've given me some work here to do. Uh-huh. Okay, okay. Relevance, relevance. Got that one. And then there was one more that I wanted to grab. And you know what? Just that fast, I forgot. Just that fast, I forgot what I was trying to grab. That doesn't sound weird. But no, let me see. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Got it. All right. All right, legs. I'm coming back. Give me just a second here. And just have to bring that back up and we are good. Uh Okay, yeah, yeah. Nope, not that. Okay, one more try. Slides. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I just needed to move it onto a slide and we're good. Okay, Lex, thank you so much for the super chat. Happy Saturday to you, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And here you go. All right, now it's kind of hard to see, but as you can see, there's a full resume of our Duchess. Okay, here you go. Graduated university with a master's of art degree, also known as a vanity degree, art degree in history. Even though it is said that the Duchess of Cambridge went to the Victoria and Albert Museum and looked at a jeweled egg and wasn't sure what it was. Um, what are the chances that you'll find a jeweled egg in a museum and it's not a Fabergé? What are the chances that you will go into a museum and see a jeweled egg inside of a display case and you'd have to ask, "Oh, that's interesting. What is it?" It's a Fabergé egg. It's a Fabergé egg. A Fabergé egg. Art history degree. It's not your husband. It's not that. That's a different egg. It's a Fabergé egg. Even that miserable YouTuber from the states knows that it's a Fabergé egg. And they said she seemed to be confused by that. So much for the art degree. Okay, worked in family business, party pieces, etc. And let's see, part-time accessory buyer for a clothing store called Jigsaw Jr. In other words, she was folding jumpers, okay? All right. And then for the Duchess of Sussex, who has been rated the most highly educated royal ever, the most highly educated. Okay, here you go. Graduated university with a double major degree in international studies and theater, interned at the United States Embassy in Buenos Aires, Argentina, worked as freelance photographer, designed two collections for Canadian retail, Reitmans, that's the name of it. Oh my God, I can barely see that. It's really fuzzy. Worked as an actress, featured in 23 television shows, 8 films slash movies. United Nations Women's Advocate. Let me see. And gave speech at UN Women's Conference 2015. Ambassador for Canadian campaign, traveled to Rwanda in Africa to spread the mission founded popular by lifestyle blog, The Tig, about self empowerment, fashion, social consciousness, and travel. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's The Tig. And also humanitarian work in India with I can never say that one. But anyway, you know that foundation focusing on gender equality. Joined the United States Armed Forces for USO tour over holidays. Part time presenter and promotional model. Wrote articles for Time magazine about stigmatization stigmatization of what is that? Oh, menstruation and education. Yes, the stigmatization of menstruation. In other words, if you guys are not sure what that means, which I'm sure most squatties do, it's to help the young girls in living in countries where there is no sanitary pad available or something like that. And so once they start their menstrual cycles, they have to leave school because they are literally bullied out of school. The stigma is so great, there seems to be little or no help for them. And so there are charities and organizations be, to help these girls because if they don't, these girls end up not having much of an education. And as we know, that if you educate a woman, everybody's household, everyone in the household, that is, advances because of a woman being educated. It's just that simple. It's very important that everybody gets an education, but if the woman of the household, and eventually these girls will go on to have their own homes, if they don't get their education, it just seems to perpetuate poverty and the disadvantage of poverty from one generation to the next. And so something as innocuous as providing sanitary pads in the long term, it helps to keep the girls in school. They can go on to become professionals like a doctor or nurse or whatever, and also entrepreneurs. So it is so important. Anyway, so that's something that the Duchess is very has been working very hard on. So yeah. All right. Let me see. So anyway, I hope that was helpful, Legs. Okay. Um. Okay. Oh, thank you so much for that. Oh, Olivia Johnson, thank you so much for the super sticker. Happy Saturday to you, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. All right. Um. Oh, yeah, and it really is heartbreaking. Some of the things, it is some of the stuff that we take for granted in the Western industrialized world. It's just not available to people in less advantaged places. It's just not available. So when these things do come up, they have the Sussexes showcase anything. It's just like I said, I have been given a fine education about um oh, let me I'm sorry. My brain is not working right now. Um on Nelson Mandela, just because the Sussexes went to the UN, I was able to find out about the people in Ireland, at the woman at the Irish department store who spearheaded this like campaign against apartheid, so much to the point that this group of women and one man lost a lot to fight against apartheid. I would have never known that if it wasn't for the Sussexes. So when they show up, they show out and they highlight a lot of important causes. Now, some of the other stuff that I just dragged over, thanks to Legs, thank you again, Legs, is this. One of the squatties made this British royal family tree of level of interest. And I'm going to show you on my other slides why I know this to be true. I'm going to prove to you that I know this to be true. But I probably don't. But as you can see, You know how they say the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree? Well, in this case, it is light years away from that tree. Um, Harry's contribution to the family has been tremendous, right up until the point of the Duchess of Sussex and his two kids. It has been tremendous. They are going to be the most relevant thing to that family in the future. They are now, but in the future, even greater relevance. I promise you that. Okay, Diane Hawkins says magic airbrush not only softens lines but paints it in better skin features, including teeth and all sorts of extras except personality. No hope there. Diane Hawkins, I just love you. You are. I always look forward because I know, and I'm going to tell you something else. I always look forward to. Dun dun dun. Black Queen's comment should be accompanied with a lightning strike because I know she's going to go there too. Oh, that ain't even for me. All right, I'll catch you next time. Oh man. Okay, so I was that another super chat that I just saw. Oh my goodness, I'm like, oh, I'm so behind. Okay, there we go. Oh, it was a super sticker. Thank you, Gloria Brown. Thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. All right. Was there another super chat or no? Uh, Olivia Johnson. Thank you so much for the super. Okay. Okay, I thought I saw a super chat, um, but not. All right, so since there's so many comments coming in so fast, let me do this. That is something we saw the other day when they try to do this gaslighting by saying, "What have the Sussexes done since they left Narnia?" Plenty. They have done plenty. They have been working on past projects, current projects, and of course, this quilt. Let's call this the quilt. This patchwork is only going to grow in size with all of the new things coming down the pike. So, um, for the haters, all I can say is man your business because y'all know what y'all talking about. Okay, so let me get over to my other slides. I was over here with the magic airbrushing. Okay, now this one right here, um, in terms of how did this start? Zara, this is what Kate wore to Zara's wedding. This is what Kate wore to Pippa's wedding. That's what Kate wore to friends of Sophie's wedding. Is that what that is? Oh, and that's what she wore to Eugenie's wedding, right? But what did she wear to Meghan's wedding? And then you have people that try to gaslight you and say, "Oh, but that's not white. That's not white. She wasn't wearing white." See, Lydia, I did it. I was able to do my Michelle mockery voice. That's not okay. I probably won't be able to do it again. As you guys know, one of my favorite things on Sussex Squad podcast is when Michelle would do that. You know, when Michelle would do that voice mocking somebody, that was like my favorite thing, and I've been trying to do that, and that was the I had to not think about it, just do it that time. But now I probably couldn't do it again because every time I try to start it, I start laughing. But so never mind. I won't even try. I oh man, it was good though. It was good. I was able to do it that one time. But if there's anything that I miss, I think you know what. Aside from the very relevant and poignant information that we got from Tina and Michelle, when Michelle would do that, that would just destroy me. I always thought that was so funny. Um, oh gosh. Anyway, let me stop. I'm gonna move on. But all right, so that's one time I managed to get that out. You know what's funny though is that you all know exactly what I'm talking about. That is what's so funny about that is that I don't even have to explain it. You guys already know. I know Carolina. I miss Tina and Michelle, especially Michelle when she doing. Oh, I see. I can't do it. I was going to try it again, but never mind. All right. So moving on. As you can see, what does she wear to Megan's wedding? She wears white, and so then people tried to say, "Oh, that's not I can't do it. But that's not white. It's actually pale this or pale. Okay, the flowers in the hat may look a little dingy. Matter of fact, the coat may look a little dingy. Now, when I say dingy, I don't mean they look like his teeth dingy, but they do look a little dingy. But let me show you my proof. Now, right here. In his op ed piece for Harper's Bazaar, Scobie wrote that in January 2020, the month Meghan and Harry announced they were stepping back from their senior royal family roles, Kensington Palace, Kensington Palace urgently requested that Prince Harry co sign a statement against an offensive newspaper report that stated Prince William constantly bullied the Sussexes before their decision to step away. Then he unveiled how Meghan responded, according to a source of his. The source said she emailed an aide and wrote, "Well, if we're just throwing any statement out there now, then perhaps KP can finally set the record straight about me not making Kate cry." The suggestion was ignored, like many requests made by the couple, Scobie wrote, adding that instead Meghan was told the Duchess of Cambridge should never be dragged into idle gossip. That was their response to our Duchess. In Oprah interview, Meghan was finally able to get her side of the story out there. Meghan said the narrative with Kate, which did happen, was really difficult and something that I think that when everybody changed, really, yeah, no, I didn't make Kate cry. Megan started. No, no, the reverse happened. And I don't say that to be disparaging to anyone because it was really hard, it was a really hard week of the wedding. And she was upset about something, but she owned it. She apologized and she brought me flowers and a note apologizing. And she did what I would do if I knew that I had hurt someone, to just take accountability for it. What was shocking was what was that six okay. Yeah, what was shocking was what was that oh, I think that's a typo. 6 months after the wedding, the reverse of that would be out in the world. The story suggested Meghan made Kate cry. I wouldn't never want to come out about her, even though it had happened. Anyway, it's a couple of typos there, but essentially, you all know what happened. Meghan told Oprah that they were willing to lie to protect other members of the family, but they weren't willing to tell the truth to protect me and my husband. Quote unquote, right? Bride's strict demands over Charlotte's dress reduced her to tears. Somehow this has become a story again. I think it's because of that book. Actually, that I don't need that. So take a look there. There's Kate in the dingy white dress right there on the left. There she is in the middle. There she is on the right. So the one on the right side is actually a third occasion where we've seen that same dress, right? Now remember, they kept saying that that dress is not white. It's not a white dress. It's this dress, it's that dress. They said it was some kind of blush. Then they said it was kind of yellow. Something like that, right? The Daily Fail, who always tells the truth as we know it, Thrifty Kate strikes again. Duchess of Cambridge recycles white Alexander McQueen coat dress. We've seen 4 times already. for surprise attendance at the whatever day service. Okay, do you see that right there? White Alexander McQueen coat dress that we've seen 4 times. That's why I saved this article, because I don't know how many times I've looked at that dress. I said, well, it looks white to me. Now, as you know, if you've ever been married or you've helped someone shop for a wedding dress or whatever, you know there are various shades of white, right? There's the super white, there's the antique white, there's this white, there's that white. It doesn't just come in one palette, right? So the Daily Fail says it's a white Alexander McQueen coat dress. It's not yellow, it's white. Now, compared to um, what's that girl's name? Anyway, compared to what her daughter's wearing, Charlotte is not that very subtle shade of white compared to her like super bright white, but it's white, right? It's still white. It's still the most offensive thing that you could do to a bride on her wedding day. Even Oprah said that they were up all night because she looked at what she was planning to wear to the wedding. Oprah said this, and Oprah said that she thought it was too close to white and she refused to wear it. And so she and her team, and I think it was whoever the designer was, they were up all night trying to put something else together so that she wouldn't go in there, even though she wasn't going to be as close to the bride as Kate. She made sure that she wore something different. But not Kate. Kate stood on the steps of the church as though she was marrying Prince Harry. Oops, did I just say that? Did I just say that? She stood on the steps of the church as though she was the one marrying Prince Harry, wearing white. 4 times we've seen that dingy coat dress. 4 times. And one of the times that we happen to have seen it was on Meghan's wedding day, of all times to wear that dingy white coat dress. That was not an accident. That was deliberate. You don't just, I mean, where is it? This is what she wore on those other occasions, not even coming close. But the day that the only woman of color to marry into that family since probably Queen Charlotte, she decided while she's standing on the step with Charlotte to wear white. This is the one who wrote a note and brought flowers and apologized. Oh, by the way, I'll be wearing white too. See you at the wedding. See you at the wedding. I'll be wearing white too. Okay, so anyway, enough about that. So here's another one right here. As I was looking at one thing, I found this article from a while ago. Why does America's smuggest newspaper have such a pathological loathing for Britain? We dine, what is that? We dine on fresh boiled mutton. The economy is falling apart. We're so racist. We drove Meghan Markle out. Tom Leonard examines another New York Times howitzer, as in missile, of course. Um, well, they seem to take exception to the fact that an American newspaper like the New York Times, which has a very time-honored tradition of telling the truth, of shall we say, hard-hitting, honest journalism, lots of insight. I mean, they have won quite a few. What is it, Pulitzer prizes or Thomas Morrow Awards or whatever. It's a great newspaper. It's a great big city newspaper, a classic big city newspaper. Well, they make mistakes like everyone, but they're certainly not the Daily Fail. And so they decided to, say some things that rather disparaging. But if I had a dollar for every anti-Biden, anti Obama, anti Clinton, anti Harris, anti a lot of people stories that come out in the Daily Fail day after day. And if I had a dollar for every time that they've written one of those negative stories about anything American, gas prices, crime, you name it, if I had a dollar for all those things, I could own a newspaper. Oh, okay. So I'll talk about that in a minute, but let me look at some of your comments here. Let me go back one. I can remember Oprah says at the wedding ceremony that she had. Oh, I need to highlight that one, don't I? Okay, highlight. There we go. Uh, that she had to change her dress for the last minute because it looked like white and she didn't want to wear it to the wedding. Exactly. Exactly. Oprah, you know, had enough sense to change her clothes, but Kate wore white. It's right there in print. Recycled Alexander McQueen coat dress we've seen 4 times already for surprise attendance at the Anzac Day service. So it was white. If the Daily Mail says it was white, it was white. Because as you know, they always tell the truth. Okay, Sharon Marcia Lawrence Hunter says the reason why those white British women cannot stand Harry because he didn't want no white rose. He wanted a black rose going to Rose Garden. He pruning and they they piss. He's pruning and they're pissed. Yes. Well, I think Harry fell in love with who he fell in love with, and it just so happens to have been a woman of color. Now, yes, we know that in school he had a picture of Holly Berry. I'm sure that was purely coincidental. That shrine that he had to Holly Berry, I'm sure that was purely coincidental. Just by chance, she was the it girl for that time, and I'm sure that's all there was to it. So maybe, maybe, or maybe that's just something that he had in mind all along. But whoever he married, they were going to make their lives miserable, and because it was a woman of color, so much so. Thank you so much for your comment. Okay, let's go here. How it started, how it ended. Well, I won't show you the video again, but that was fun. That was fun watching that the past couple of days. He was back on the stage somewhere and he said he didn't have any regrets or something like that, but I'm not surprised. And of course, in her spare time, as you know, some people have the Duchess of Sussex on their brain. Thank you, whoever Squatty made this, but I thought it was really funny. As you can see, she has a little pad in her hand and she's taking notes so she can figure out what to wear next. Oh, man, leave it to the squad, right? Leave it to the squad. Okay, so this is what I was saying about, I guess it was popularity or relevance. Royal Google search data graphs. In 1 month's time, a monthly search count, the Duchess of Sussex has been searched and I think this is just for in Britain alone. I think this is just for Britain. 1.1 million times people have searched Meghan Markle. Prince Harry, about half as much. Kate Middleton, about a third as much, a little less than a third, 318,000 times. Andrew, 276,000. Afro Annie, 273. The Queen, 206. Wow, that's interesting. Charles, 202. William, 2 I'm sorry, 132. Gosh, she's not even in the 200,000s. And then, of course, the emotional support Camilla, 94,000 times. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at the left side, but you guys are probably looking at the one on the right. Okay, so let me go to the right. Prince Edward, yeah, Rambolina, 75,000 times. Beatrice and Eugenie, both 36. See, that's why when people say that's not Beatrice, that's Eugenie. That's not Eugenie, that's Beatrice. I don't know why y'all bother to correct me. Hell, as far as I'm concerned, they're the same person. Zara Phillips, Zara the tongue ring Phillips, 28,000. And Ford Fiesta comes in dead last. How come I'm not surprised? At a whopping 19K. Oh man, 19K. So anyway, that's the big pie. And who has the biggest slice of the pie? The Duchess of Sussex. So when I said that I had a chart reminding us about the relevancy of our Duchess in that family, well, it's so glaringly obvious. Now, of course, they didn't get to the children, and that's probably for the better. But yeah, the Duchess rules. Okay, so yesterday I mentioned my royal wedding postage stamps. Well, those are it. Well, I guess engagement stamps, but that was the official postage stamp that was released in the United Kingdom with the for the royal wedding announcement or whatever. So that's it. I had to really hunt for that. It's interesting because when you go to the UK, looking for a post office, I found out it was in some shop somewhere and not actually a standalone structure like in the US. So, but anyway, the lady had them, and so I grabbed some. And don't ask me where they are because I have no clue. No, I do know where they are. But yeah, those are my collectible postage stamps. I wonder how many there are. It's got to be more than four. Oh, that's interesting. I don't even know how many there is. I don't see it there either. Okay. Baron, so true. When you see one York sister, you've seen them both. Exactly. Exactly. To me, they're the same entity. Although I know one of them, actually, they both look like their father. They both of them look more like their father than their mother. They really do. Um, Especially the one with the Jeepers Creepers. Where'd you get those peepers? That one. She looks way more like her father. Jeepers Creepers. Where'd you get those eyes? Jeepers Creepers. Where'd you get those peepers? Jeepers Creepers. Where'd you get those eyes? Yes, you're right. One of them do look more like their father than the other. Um, that song actually just kind of jumps in my head every time I see them or think about them. That song is the first thing that pops in my head. Jeepers Creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Oh man. And just to be as petty as possible, why don't I grab a couple of those photos, shall I? Let me see. And the thing is, I can just put Beatrice or Eugenie because I swear they're the same person. They are just like one single entity. And that is so cruel of me because they haven't done nothing. And I really do like both of them. So I'm not making fun of them. Or maybe I shouldn't say that because anyway, they are two lovely girls, and which one is closest to Harry? I don't recall. Which one is closer to Harry? But yeah, I mean they're nice girls, and they're just kids. They don't have nothing to do with all that stuff. except for, the money that they got stuffed in their pillows from their wedding, presents from those oligarchs, but that's it. Other than that, they don't have anything to do with the family business, so to be fair, I'm not going to, um, make fun of them or in any type of way. I'm just saying that they have a haunting resemblance to their dad, that's all. But I'm sure they're nice people. And one of them get on very well with Harry. So, and if anybody's a friend of the Sussexes, then they are a friend of mine. That's the way I see it. If you're a friend of Harry and Meghan, oh man, if you're a friend of Harry and Meghan, you're a friend of mine. Full stop. Okay, let me see. Beatrice is the one with the big eyes. Really? Is it really? I thought that was Eugenie. Let me see. Beatrice, Bug Eyes. You guys, we're not making fun of them. We're just saying that she has those very noticeable eyes. We're not making fun of them, are we? I'm just saying that her eyes kind of stand out. I mean, I'm not comparing them to the Hubble telescope, am I? Anyway, let me take this monster off the screen because I don't I don't want to be um associated with anything like that or that either. Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those peepers? And the thing about it is it contagious? I'm just asking for a friend. Is it contagious? Because it seems like if you hang around them enough, oh man, oh man, oh my god. You know what? I got to stop you guys because I don't want anybody to, and eh, and I've already been in enough trouble with whatever that show is, GBN or whatever, where he mentioned the so-called Sussex Squad. The so-called Thomas, have you heard of the so-called Sussex Squad? So I've already been in enough trouble with that, so I won't go any further. I think we've said enough. Enough has been said. Um, enough has been done. This is not a place to critique anybody's fashions. We're not doing that. We're not talking about clothing and hair and stuff like that. We're just gonna mind our business and we're gonna move on. Except for this one photo that somebody this came out, I think, about well, it was sometime after the wedding, and I thought it was absolutely cruel. That's why I'm sharing it with you guys. So if you see this, please make sure that you delete it or block it or something like that. Don't don't feed into this. This is unkind, right? Right. So we don't want anybody to perpetuate this photo. I myself, I am going to delete it right now because I shouldn't have it. Um, it was just a snapshot in time. And look at Edwina back there. Y'all didn't know that they had a fancy red hat like that. I don't know how Edwina finds those bespoke military uniforms. I have never seen a red beret style hat in all of Her Majesty's various armed services, but yet he has one. Just like when Edwina wore that maxi coat. Remember that? Remember that bespoke maxi coat, right? The floor length maxi coat that was worn on a military engagement. You've never seen that before or since. I mean, that is ready for runway. And of course, being the flirtatious prince of the realm that he is, Edwina is showing off just a little bit of that muscular thigh and those stirrup pants and such. So we've never seen that before. uh, well, I'm just saying that we've never seen it before. So where did Edwina find that fancy hat? Nobody else in the military has that red hat. But wanting to stand out and look ever so snazzy, Edwina decided to wear something, very risque, kind of burlesque, if you will. I think it's just a hint of burlesque, right? Let me entertain you. It's just something about that hat that yells, "Hey, big spender, bum, 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 spend a little time with me, boom, 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 boom." Yeah. Oh man, I love that I didn't notice them, Edwina. Baron, you noticed them better than his mother. Well, yeah, it's a lot of people don't even know that there is a fourth child for the Queen. I mean, even a lot of people in Britain don't know that there's four kids. A lot of people think it's just the three. But yeah, there is a fourth, and that is Edward, Rambolina for short. Edward. Hey, big spender, spend a little time with the way you walk in the joint. Boom, boom. Oh man. Oh, thank you, Lex, so much for the super chat, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Saturday to you. Okay, and then let me take that away. And of course, they don't mind a little fancy dress over there in the York House. As you can see, all that money that they got from them oligarchs was just enough to put on a fancy dress party. I mean, they have been flush with cash. They have been flush with cash. Don't ask me where it comes from. I don't know whether or not it comes in those paper bags or shopping bags or whatever. I don't know, but I know they've gone through lots of it. They're like the only members in the family that live a billionaire lifestyle, and they're not even senior royals anymore. At least, well, I guess he's technically a senior royal, but anyway, they're they're living a billionaire lifestyle. Okay. Okay, let me see. Baron Duchess Meghan is a blessing to that family. Duchess Meghan can speak and read. Yes, and our Duchess actually speaks. I think she's conversational with her French, fluent in her Spanish, and oh yeah, and just a hint of Italian, just a hint of it. So yeah, she's multilingual. Okay. Oh, by the way, thank you for your comment. Beverly Hardy says Meghan changed the narrative to the fairy tale that the British royal family perpetuated for centuries. Yeah, and you know what? It could have remained a fairy tale if they hadn't gone after her like that. I really do believe whoever Harry married, they were going to pull something, similar. They love to do the comparison stuff with the tabloid writers and such, but to the extent that they were just out and out racist about it, that was something that was unique for the Duchess of Sussex. I mean, there wouldn't have been any other situation where they would have used terms like exotic DNA or straight out of Compton and all that kind of stuff. That was something unique just for the Duchess of Sussex, and we all know why. We all know why. They look at her and they think the ancestry of slaves and such, and it's just more than they can bear. Do you guys know who uh okay, what is her name? Uh Mapperton, the Mapperton estate. There's a country estate named Mapperton, and I think the I can't remember what her title is, but she has a YouTube show where they only talk. Uh-oh, didn't mean to do that. But they, it's focused on her yoga and what else? Anyway, it's the Mapperton. It's the Mapperton house, and it's a manor house. And anyway, the girl is from, well, I call her a girl, but she's older than that. She's from, I think, some small town in Illinois. Well, not small town, but like one of the big suburbs of Chicago. Um, is it Naperville? Anyway, she married into the aristocracy. And I do remember that one time she was on the Good Morning Britain, and she was trying to defend the Duchess of Sussex, but she barely got a word in because of that hoghead Pierce Morgan, shouting her down. But anyway, I think her name is Jenny or something like that. And I subscribe to her channel. I never watch it, but I do subscribe to her channel. But I did write her one time and I said, thank you for trying to speak up for the Duchess of Sussex. Now, I don't know that she's ever not done that. So, before I speak so well of her, let me just, say I don't know if she's ever spoken out against her. I just know that she tried on that particular Good Morning Britain, and she married into the aristocracy. Very interesting. She met him somehow, the heir to the estate, and since that time, she has managed to take over the public outreach. Booking the weddings and doing the YouTube channel and stuff, all about the conservation of the house and everything. So very interesting story. And if I ever get a chance to go and visit that house, I would love to like interview her or have a conversation with her because I think it's got to be really, really interesting. Okay, so nobody could find that name. Oh, Julie, that's her name. Thank you so much. All right, very good. It's Julie, and her husband is the heir to the Mapperton estate. Yes, yes, absolutely. That's her name is Julie. But yeah, so she. Oh, and let's see, is that right? Julie Montague, and she is divorced from Naperville. Wow, you guys are fast. You guys are fast. I didn't even think I was going to talk about her today. But yeah, you guys are super, super fast. Thank you so much for that. All right. Yeah, she tried to defend Meghan and try to speak to the British people from the disposition of an American expat, but they would have none of it. She's also done a few, maybe one or two, perhaps, of those documentaries about the royal family and the Sussexes and all that kind of stuff. She's done a couple of those. But yeah, if you can get a word in edgewise, good luck with that. All right. Let me see. Beatrice kept whispering to him about where Fergie was seated at Sussex wedding. She kept looking at that direction, looking disgusted, although Fergie might have been. Fergie was just glad to be invited in the first place. She wasn't even supposed to be there. Let me see. When they tell you that only working royals participate in Trooping the Colors carriage procession, and you remind them that the internet exists even in their rules of for thee, let me see, but not for me. Yeah, for thee, not for me. And so there you have it. There's another one of those squatty receipts. You got to love the Sussex squad for the receipts. You have to love us for our receipts. Because, like, for instance, where one person fails, the next one seems to pick up the baton and run with it and find yet another receipt. So, Hats off to the Sussex squad. You guys really deserve credit for that because as a team, we are just unbeatable. We are unbeatable. Excuse me. So, anyway, with that, I think we are good today. I'm going to look at some comments and then I am going to prepare to get out of here. And thank you all 1,171 of you. I really appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Let me see. I was trying to. Oh yeah, if I ever in life see Kate coming at me wearing that white coat dress, you know what I'm gonna do, don't you? Y'all know what I'm gonna do. If she ever, like, if she comes to the United States and she wears that white coat dress, guess what I'm gonna do?
Police! 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 Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police! Help!
Exactly. If I ever see that white coat dress again, I am going to call for help.
Police! 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 Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police!
Oh man. Hello, Black Cougar. Let's see. Hey, Baron, with that pic of Edwina in the red cap, you should sing Joe Crocker's sultry song. Oh man. So many things are conjured up whenever I see Edwina. You know that, don't you? So many things. Thank you for your comments. All right. Let me see here. Okay. Are we good? Are we good? All right, let me see. Yes, he promised title to Camilla's kids. That's why they are making her queen. Her kids will have to have. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Oh, that's brilliant. Is it Satonia Smith? Thank you so much for that. I had no idea. Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, if she is the queen consort, then you have to give them titles, right? I mean, it's just it just has to be done. They can't just be, yeah. Oh wow, that's interesting. I wonder if they'll up their police protection at that point. See, I'm telling you, squaddies, I'm telling you, you guys are so good. They have nothing like this on the other side. All they have is hate. They don't have any facts. They don't have anything. They're just a big fat nothing burger. They don't have any of that stuff. They don't have Charlotte B, right? Exactement. The La Princess Diana et la Duchess de Sussex sont les meilleurs. Uh, yes, they don't have their personalities either. Exactly, Charlotte. Oui, mademoiselle. Yes, we. See? Not only is the Duchess of Sussex conversational in French, so am I. Sort of. Por favor. Yes, Mademoiselle Charlotte, por favor. Yes. Okay, let me see. Susie Q says, the thing she has on her head in the middle pic looks like oh yeah, it does, doesn't it? It does look like that one. I know exactly which one you're speaking of. Yep, it does. It does. Anyway, let me get rid of her. Let's go back to the something more relevant. Let me see. Very good points, Tonya Smith. I could see the press making a fuss of Archie and Lily's titles to deflect. Yes, legs. Oh my God, that is so brilliant. Absolutely. Absolutely. And yes, and when the time comes, and when the time comes, that is exactly what's going to happen. They're going to start that whole thing about the Sussex kids and titles, right? Only so that he could ever so discreetly create his royal patent if the queen doesn't do it before her transition. Create that royal patent, which will give Camilla's kids titles. I wonder if it'll be a title similar to some of the ones that she's had in the past, like National Velvet, Seabiscuit, Secretariat, um, Smarty Joe. I wonder if it's going to be anything like some of her past titles, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, her queen consort, Camilla. You know what? I think a better, instead of playing God Save the Queen for her official duties, maybe they'll play the theme from Bonanza. You know, bum ba ba bum ba ba bum ba ba bum ba 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 dun, bum da 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 Bonanza. Okay, y'all, I need to go because I'm getting so silly at this point. Thank you, Rose Theodot, for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And thank you, is it Veronica Clayton? Thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Yes, I think that would be perfect for Camilla's coronation. For Charles, they can play God Save the King, and for Camilla, they can play the theme from Bonanza. Let me see. Move along. Hit them up. Hit them up. Move along. Rawhide. Yes, Rawhide. Why don't they play Rawhide? Something nice and rugged for a nice rugged queen consort. Oh man. Okay, let me take this off the screen. All right. Could you imagine that for a screensaver? As if that'll save the screen, right? Put etches on it. Okay. Okay. Oh well, yeah, I'm in a good mood today. I just had to get past that like worn out feeling I get when it rains. It just saps all my energy away. But I think the rain has passed us now. But yeah, on those rainy days when I first wake up, it is like the evolution of man. I'm all stooped over and everything, and it just takes a while before I can straighten up and fly right. Okay. Oh yeah, the jumpsuit, jumps. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. All right, you guys, we're good. I am going to look for a final comment of the day, and then we are going to ginge avenge ourselves out of here. And let's see, Miss VSN was on earlier. The Duke and I was on earlier. So if you guys are looking for some more content today, Thrive with Harry and Meghan, I think she was on today. And let me see. Oh, Special K was on last night, so you could look for that. I think Special K was. I didn't get a chance to watch it because I was catching up on some phone calls. But Special K was on last night, so you can look for what is her channel called? I forgot. And you know what? I see it all the time. And let me see. Let me see. I can tell you. I can find it myself. Nobody help me. I can find it myself. Uh, Nobody help me. I got it. Okay, what is it? I don't see it. Isn't that interesting? I just saw it. But anyway, she was on last night. So make sure you catch up with Special K because she usually only comes on once a week. And for me, it's an event, right? And let me see. Yeah, Special K. Make sure you catch up with her. Okay, we're good. So, last comment of the day. Really, you want to see that one? I can do that. Let me see. Okay, we'll do that before I do the Ginger Avenger. Okay, where are we here? Uh Now remember, you asked for it. You asked for it. So I consider you guys my constituents, and whatever my constituents want, that's what they get. Okay. I'm trying to find a longer version. That's what's taking me so long. I didn't want to shortchange you today. Let me see. Let me find it, and then I'll do that, and then we'll ginger binge our way out of here. I think this is it. I think this is it. Let me see. Yes, let me try that one. Oh, okay. Let me skip ahead because that is the longer version. Okay. Like the look at there. That was when Camilla wore white to Diana's wedding. Where is that at? See it? There's Camilla back there with the white on. She decided to wear white to Diana's wedding. So, like scheming mother-in-law, like everybody else in the family. Oh, there it is. Okay, you ask and you shall receive. Here we go. That's the only way I know how. That's it for now. Oh, please. Man. Okay, see there? That was it. That was the long version. One of my favorite things ever. Oh, you know what? I should put the long version on the thing. Would you guys like that? I'll just put the longer version on. And that way, when Thomas Markle goes on the Thomas Markle Jr., that is, when he's going through stuff, and he goes on good, what is it, GBN or whatever, they can talk about that one. He's like, I was at my father's house and I was going through stuff, and my God, uh, I don't usually go to my parents' house and go through things, but okay, if that's what we're doing now. Oh, thank you so much, Caldy. I had fun with that one. One of my faves. Anything for the cause. I believe in taking one for the team. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. I'm sorry. Veronica Clayton, did I say thank you? I hope I did. Anyway, if not, thank you for the super sticker and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. All right. So, last comment of the day. Anybody? Something to unite us? Uh, something to bring us together. Oh, Santonia Smith. Let me see. I love Britney Spears. She was viciously attacked as a young teen, and it was disgraceful. However, our Duchess is literally being terrorized. Statistically, it is domestic violence on a macro scale. I agree. I agree, and that it is an entire institution as well as the media. um it's a lot of dark forces. It really is. And you're absolutely right. They Britney Spears was pretty much robbed of her childhood, I would say. Not to mention the fact that for whatever she's made monetarily from her career, you got to imagine that the people that really made the big money are those anonymous people that made her life miserable all these years. So yeah, I agree with that. That is something that they give up when they have that career at such a young age, is a life. They really give up their life, literally and sometimes figuratively. They give up their lives. So okay. Uh, all right. Last word, somebody. Um, Trenchtown. Okay, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I don't mind. Okay, let me make sure that I'm in the right key. Okay, okay. Well, I can't trench down if I don't sing it. Oh my goodness, I feel that dampness in my knee. I'm gonna need a hot toddy in a minute. Okay, okay, Trenchtown man. We can do Trenchtown. Trenchtown man was singing his song.
That's Prince. Prince. Trenchtown wants $245 billion. That's what Trenchtown wants. $345 billion. Yes, thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what Trenchtown wants. Yes. What do you mean?
You better have Trenchtown money. You better have Trenchtown money. They ain't playing. They ain't got time for that. Trenchtown do not have time for that. Let me see. Okay. All right. So we're good. And now I'm looking for the last word of the day. Somebody, the last word, something to unite us.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I love her. Okay. Oh, and love to our faves. Let's not forget that. Our Queen of Hearts and our Queen of Everything, Diana and Doria. We always send our love for them. And okay, so the last word. Okay, that's it right there. Olivia Johnson says, "Everyone, have a blessed day." I love it. Right on the mark and perfect. Okay, you guys, as Olivia Johnson just said, everyone have a blessed day. Cue Ginge Avenge. Okay, that's perfect. Are we good?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay, I guess so.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I love her. Okay. I think I'm gonna take a nap. All right. Wow, still a bunch of people in here. Okay. Yes, exactly. Don't forget to turn the lights out. Last one out. Do not forget to turn out the lights. What's for lunch today? I don't know, but that salmon was so good. I actually took a picture of it if you want to see it. Let me see if I can find that photo. I took a photo of it yesterday. It was so good. It was just as good the next day. Um, and my aunt's coming by later this week, so I'm sure she's gonna bring me another of those delicious. Actually, probably two of them. If she can spare them, she'll bring them. But yeah, it was so good. It was so good. Oh, I don't see it actually. Oh yeah, I do have it. Give me just a second. But yeah, so today for lunch, I don't know. I think a nice soup with the rain. I think soup would be perfect. Have a nice bowl of soup. Uh, and I got some. I'll just make like a ramen soup. I won't have the nice ones like I got last time, but I do have something in mind. Let me see. So, oh, I got to move the photo first, but I'll show you. And have you guys ever had those? They're called. It's a potato dish. I forget the name of it. I'll show you a picture of it. Um, but anyway, I've made them before. You grill them in the oven. No, first you grill them on the stove top, and then you put them in the oven and you grill them even further. I mean not grill them like that, but you know what I mean. Let me see. So this is lunch from yesterday, and then I'm going to see if I could show you those potatoes that I made. It's like a Victorian recipe from what I heard, but I saw someone cook it on telly before, and so I decided I would cook it. Uh oh, that's it right there. I'm trying to find a good photo of it. This one? I have a video, but it would be too much for me to try to share the video right now. But here's a couple of photos of it. And see if I can find one more thing to share that I made. I also know how to make my own sushi. I've done that before. Make my own sushi. Not as tough as you think. It is very, very easy to make. The hardest part about the sushi is just being able to make the sticky rice. Once you make the sticky rice, the rest of it comes very easy. Uh okay. Okay, here's a couple of things that I made before. I will share those with you. And for those of you that have to go, I'm just talking about food at this point, one of my favorite topics. All right, so let me see if I can bring that up. Um, do that again and that one. Now I'm making myself hungry. Okay, coming up. So there's that. Okay. All right, so this is the salmon, very close up shot. So that's salmon with what is that? Artichokes with grilled artichokes. And though you see the round thing that kind of looks like a Garcia Vega, that is actually stuffed grape leaves. I bought those. They come in a jar or they also come in a can. I got that from Trader Joe's, but it's stuffed grape leaves. And there's rice inside. Sometimes they put like a wild rice. They can also make them with oh, what is that? It's some other grain, but anyway, they usually have rice inside, and it's called a stuffed grape leaf. It's stuffed with rice. And then there's the salmon back there. And I meant to take a picture before I started eating, but then I was like, "Ooh, this will be gone in a minute." But I finally took a photo of it. So is roasted artichokes on the left. There's the salmon and rice with that delicious olive oil and butter sauce, or you know, that's what I grill it with. And of course, I made it with some lemon pepper. It was so good. All right, next on the menu, I think it's called fondant potatoes. It's called fondant potatoes. You can find a recipe for it on the YouTube. And basically, you cut the potatoes and you find a nice potato of similar sizes, right? And you want to cut it in half. So you got to skin it and cut it. Now, the more cylindrical it is before you cut it, the better. In other words, if it's shaped like a can, that's better or best. Then you cut it in half and then you put it in a skillet and you grill it in some butter, olive oil and butter, right? And once the butter starts turning foamy white, you know how the butter starts to bubble and foam. So you want to put in like maybe a half stick of butter, maybe a maybe a third or half stick of butter, depending on how big your pan is. Once you put it in the pan and the butter begins to bubble and get kind of white and foamy, then you want to turn the potatoes over and then you pour like maybe about half an inch of chicken broth or whatever broth, chicken broth, vegetable broth. You put about half a cup of chicken broth, right? So you cover maybe two-thirds of the potato, maybe a half of the potato, I can't remember. And then you put it in the oven. So first you grill it on the stove top, and then you put it in the oven and you cook it like I guess 375, something like that. And once the broth starts to evaporate, you just want to pour some more chicken broth on there, right? And when you put the chicken broth on it, you just pour it on the side. Don't turn it up, pour it on the potato. You want to put it on the side because that's thyme and rosemary on top of the potatoes, by the way, and some garlic, I think. All right. So when you're done, ideally, you should be able to break into the potato with a fork. It should be very crispy on the top and buttery smooth at the bottom, and in the middle, just a plain light flaky potato. So you got three different levels of potato. You got the crispy top, you got the flaky center, and then it should be creamy at the bottom. They taste best when you serve them, you know, right out of the pan like that. Although they also make a good leftover, but you may not have that crispy top that you started off with when you finish cooking it. So it's called the fondant potato. And then, of course, for breakfast, I really enjoy a croissant sandwich. I love a croissant sandwich with just a little bit of jam, a delicious, light, flaky, buttery croissant, and either sausage or bacon. Um, Egg. I like my eggs cooked a little over easy. Then I break the yolk so that it kind of spreads out and everything, and just cook it really slow, and some cheese. So that is my favorite breakfast. But try these. I mean, oh, they are so good. You will find the recipe on the YouTube. That's where I found it, and it's called the fondant potato. Okay. I haven't cooked these in a while. And by the way, you could use like a nice russet potato, or you can do a combination of the plain old russet potato, or you could use a sweet potato. Now, the sweet potato, of course, is not going to have that crispy top. It's just hard to get it crispy like that. But you can cook both of the potatoes at the same time. Yeah, get the oven nice and hot, and after you grill it on the stove top, then slide that pan into the oven. I have a video for it. I'll share the video one day. Not the whole cooking process, but just the way it looks when it comes out the oven. Oh, but it's so good. I mean, it makes the house just smell like Sunday dinner. Mmm. Creamy on the bottom, light and flaky in the middle, and then you got that nice crispy top. So good. Let me see. Okay. I should do a Royal Sussex cookbook. Haven't already, please get the book, Meghan. Miss. I don't know if I want that book. Is it? I mean, I'm kind of hesitant if the Sussexes. I mean, they're not going to recommend any book, so. But I've been seeing the guy, and I believe I saw him before. Wasn't he like doing the rounds some time ago? But anyway, I'm glad that there's a book out there that will counter that nasty, awful book from that character. Let me see. Cast iron skillet is definitely the way to go. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. The only thing is, so long as you don't answer yourself, they say you're okay. Okay, I'm just looking at some of your comments here. Let me see. Yes, I remember that. The Duchess of Sussex brought water to that village. Well, she assisted in bringing water to that village. I love those photos too. Oh, Connie, you'll buy my cookbook? Oh, that's nice. Thank you. I'm gonna make some more of those potatoes again. I'm gonna do the combination sweet potato and a white potato. I'm gonna do the combination. Oh, but it's so good, and you could just like eat on those for a couple days. But please do try that. It's so good, especially in the wintertime when you want something good and hearty to eat. It takes a while to cook them, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. It takes about as long as it takes a regular, um, you know, potato to bake a potato, but you still got to do that work on top of the stove too, which doesn't take long. That's about 15 to 20 minutes work on top of the stove, and then in the oven it goes, and you can just walk away, come back in about 45 minutes and check on it. Maybe a half hour, 45 minutes and check on it. Because you got to keep that broth going. Anyway, well, you guys, thanks for letting me share that with you. Um, I don't think I've ever mentioned it before, so that was pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, he was on Lorraine. Yeah, I remember when I saw him on Lorraine. Let me see. He was on Lorraine 2 years ago to promote the book with Lorraine. He was very good. I got my copy yesterday after hesitating like you. Y'all, well, thank you for saying that because I wasn't sure. But yeah, I saw that interview with Lorraine, but I didn't know that was from a couple years ago. I thought it was recent. Anyway, she was like, "Oh, but what about?" I'm just like, "Oh, shut up, Lorraine." But what about the? I hate her. I hate her. I'm like, "Oh, shut up, Lorraine." She makes me sick. Oh, but don't forget about the. I'm like, Lorraine. They know how to talk. You let Russell Myers say whatever he want to say. Oh, but don't forget about it. And then shut your Hansel and Gretel self up. I cannot stand her. Sometimes I start watching it, right? And as soon, if she has somebody on there that seems like they're friendly to the Sussexes, it's almost like a dog frothing at his mouth. She has to attack. Oh, but what about the? Shut up! Just shut up! What about that? What about if you just shut up and let them talk? Sick of you. Oh, but they were good to them. The people did embrace them. And oh, don't you? I'm like, shut up, Lorraine, shut up. Let them talk. God, people can't get a word in edgewise before she start with that. Oh, but what about the? What about it, Lorraine? What about it? You never ask what about to Russell Meyer. You just let him talk. Russell Meyer say whatever he want, and you don't intervene or nothing. You just let him talk. But the minute somebody say something nice about Meghan, oh, but the people they did embrace her, and don't you think she didn't understand the royal family? Ain't nobody asked you all that. Ooh, I'm telling you, some people can really get on my nerves, and that is one of them. And you know the thing is, she sounds so sweet, don't she? And now we're going to go to WrestleMania. You know, she sounds so sweet, like some kind of little storybook character. And then next thing you know, oh, but I'm just like, shut up, let him talk. The guy was trying to say something nice about Meghan, and she just kept interrupting. Girl, you got all year to talk on your show. You get one person that's friendly to Meghan, and all of a sudden, oh, but what do we do? You got one, you get one person that got something nice to say about Meghan, and they can't get a word in edgewise. But Russell Meyer, I don't know why they don't just call it Lorraine and Russell Meyer's show. They should. He's on there every day. Oh, but how about how about it, Lorraine? How about it? About to make me start cussing. Woo! Okay, now that I have almost lost my mind, now I'm gonna have to let y'all go. Now I need a cookie or something. Anyway, I know she sounds like something from Hansel or Gretel or something. She sounds like something from one of them Disney cartoons. And now we go to Russell Myers. And then Russell Myers coming in and say whatever he want to. Although it's kind of hard to watch him because I'm always trying to see where his other ear is. Have you noticed that you could only see one of his ears at a time? That's so distracting to me. I'm always looking for his other ear. Yeah, it seems like Lorraine is going to start singing Tale as Old as Time, Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, she always sounds like she's about to start singing Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, anytime I think about her, I always think cartoon. She just reminds me of something from a cartoon. But she talked too much. God, she talked too much. I'm like, Lorraine, shut up and let him talk. She just would not stop talking. Anyway, I am going to go. Oh, are you saying save the uncensored? Is that what that is? Save the uncensored for the Patreon? I didn't think to do that. Oh, man. Yeah, showing the other royals since she actually worked to achieve all that she had. Yes, she did. She has worked hard. Okay, you guys, I have to go. Um, and I will see you all tomorrow. Yes. Okay. Oh yeah. Let me see. Tina Michelle. Uh, oh yeah. Uh-huh. All right. Lorraine Kelly is one of those made me stop watching TV for 2 years ago. She's nasty. She's sweet and vicious all at the same time. A combination of sweet yet vicious. And then just when you think you've heard enough, and now we go to Russell Myers. Oh, Russell Myers, you. What are they gonna do? You already know what the answer is. Why you pretend like you all know already? You and Russell talk on the phone every night, plotting and scheming against the Sussexes, allegedly. Okay. All right. You can see she done struck a nerve, that Lorraine Kelly. God, she just, oh, she makes me sick. All right, guys. I'm going to go. All right. So I'm going to log out. Thank you so much, you guys. Love you. See you tomorrow. And say goodbye to Russell Myers. Oh, boy. I would love to go on her show. And now we bring along the Royal Sussex. Oh, man. Oh, she's awful. Okay. See you guys. Bye.